Welcome to Somewhat Nerdy Radio. We are your hosts. I am Snarfcrest.
I'm Critter.
And welcome to the 5th annual?
Yep, this is the 5th one.
Christmas special. This is our yearly podcast where we break down 12 movies for the 12 days of Christmas.
That's right.
Why don't we do 25?
Do you want to do 25?
No, not
yeah,
at
then
all.
Shut up.
So anyway, we're going to break down a movie that you're supposed to watch all the way leading to Christmas. Starting on the 14th, we give a new movie to watch every single day until Christmas Day.
It's also our second most popular
Yes, it is.
episode of the year.
I don't know why. If
People love lists, man.
People like lists.
And you know we do, because you know how judgmental we are when we see lists.
Yeah, most of them suck.
Some people crush them, though.
Yeah, some of them are
some
good.
of them I'm like, even if you disagree a little bit, you're like, solid
Yeah,
list.
I see why it's there.
Solid list.
As usual, Critter made this list. I think I'm responsible for 2 movies on the list, I'm going to say.
I feel like you're overreaching a little bit.
Two. I didn't put any of them, but
Okay. You've mentioned them before.
I have mentioned why they should be on the list. Anyway, go follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the other social media. Thank you for all the positive responses to the other podcasts. Halloween podcast did banging numbers, so thank you for that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into the list. We start with number 1, not 12.
That's
Work
right.
our way down. As usual, I think every single movie on this list has been on our list before. Some of them, anyway.
Oh, fun fact.
Fun fact.
The Halloween, I had my first screw up.
Yep.
And it was the Chris's favorite Halloween movie, Trick or Treat, for the 1980s movie.
I don't go back and second guess you, because every single time I say a movie's been on the list, you're like, why don't you go and check it? And it ended up not being on the list. It's the one time. I was like,
one time.
Even that movie, I kind of remember talking about on the list, because I would have forced you to put that on there eventually. So there you go.
But here's the thing. I don't regret it.
No, it's a good movie.
It's a good, I think more people need to know about it.
Agreed.
So,
It might go on the list every year.
yeah, fuck it.
So anyway, we're going to start with number 1, and it is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964.
On Sunday, December 4th, Burl Ives again tells the exciting news story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the General Electric Fantasy Hour. The date, Sunday, December 4th. Join Rudolph in a trip to the island of misfit toys. Meet Yukon Cornelius, the funniest prospector of the North.
Gad, Zeus, the Bumble Snow Monster of the North strikes again.
Meet Santa's elves and hear 7 original Christmas songs. Burl sings,
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer.
it's a holly jolly Christmas special for the entire family. Don't miss Rudolph, Sunday, December 4th, in color on most of these stations.
This is the classic stop-motion animation Christmas movie of that era.
I love this movie. It's so, Rudolph overacts his ass off. It's clearly like, I don't know, a young kid or somebody that screams his lines. It's definitely that time where this is one of the things that I feel like early cinema did. If they had kids, that kids scream your line.
Yeah, for sure.
And whoever this was, it was screaming their lines. But every time I watch this movie, I feel like I forget it because it's such a fever dream.
It's just an acid trip.
Dude, there's like everything, like, was that in the movie? Oh, yeah.
That is in the movie.
There's a guy with
Why
a
is that
gun
in the movie?
just swinging it around. There's a dentist for some reason who's an elf that hates toys and wants to be a dentist. And they're like, oh, no, we kill teeth. What is he talking about? Turns them all into candy cane teeth. Just super weird.
It's a classic movie now. This is like one of those movies most people probably watch, every year.
You kind of have to because you forget. I watched this movie last year. When I rewatched it this year, I'm like, I don't remember this.
Yeah. But it's a classic. This movie is everywhere. It's probably on TV right now.
It's actually one of the ones that you think is everywhere, and it's not.
They don't play that every year no more?
Not all the time, no. There's no TV, really.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so, I mean, like, if they do, I don't know. I do think that this is one of the movies that, if you ever see it on DVD, buy it. You won't regret buying this movie or any of the classics, that you would see for these kind of movies. You should just buy them just to have them because eventually somebody will take it off the air or it'll be on a streaming service. You'll want to see it. And they're like, oh, right before Christmas, take it right off.
Gone. And it's the classic claymation shit, stop motion stuff, which I just love all that old 60s, 70s stop motion stuff. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It looks great. So.
It does. And I actually saw there was a ice sculpture event that did the whole story in ice sculpture.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. You go in this sub-zero room or building, this huge arena, and you go from these little rooms about each scene, and it has like a kind of audio playing throughout the whole thing.
That's cool. That's really cool.
It's super cool. And then they had a little ice slide and everything. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. On our second day of Christmas, we have... All right, our first horror Christmas movie.
Imagine that.
Surprisingly, there's not that many on this list. Yeah. I could put a lot on here because as many Hallmark Christmas movies there is just as many horror Christmas movies.
Yeah.
There are more horror Christmas movies than there are Halloween Christmas horror movies. I don't know why. I guess the juxtaposition of it, people just kind of like that idea. But this is the Black Christmas from 2006.
15 years ago. On Christmas Eve, his family became his victims.
What have you done?
Now,
all roads and airports are officially closed. This one is not gonna let up.
a group of college friends
That sucks. Everyone should be home for Christmas.
are about to discover
Lauren, we're opening up presents.
Why don't you open the present we got you?
their house
I got it.
is his home.
All is calm, all is bright. Who is in my house tonight?
Don't you have lots of toys to deliver to good little boys and girls?
You really shouldn't provoke somebody like that.
And on December 25th,
You're definitely getting punked.
Is that Santa's reindeer?
all he wants for Christmas
Is Megan in her room?
is a new family he can treat like his very own.
You're my family now.
Black Christmas.
This is the remake,
The 1974 horror movie, which I've seen that movie like 1,000 times.
which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
awesome.
Yeah.
And this is one of, and I know I've had a hot take on this before, that I think a lot of the remakes are actually a little bit better because of the
Production
sets,
value.
and even the acting just gets a little better.
For sure. Black Friday, the original, it's kind of a classic.
Yeah. But
This one I do not consider a classic.
No, this one is so 2000s.
It really
is. This is like the most 2000s movie that you could possibly see. Every it girl from the 2000s was kind of in this movie.
Yeah, for sure. Michelle
Trachtenberg.
Her.
If you watch it, you will recognize.
You'll recognize a few of them from
Yeah.
the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. This is a good movie.
It's the scenes. It's one of those.
It's ridiculous,
dude. Every death, there's like, all right, blood explosion, boom, like across a window. Like, what are we gonna do? Boom, boom. What did that guy kill that Santa with in the beginning, where he just exploded blood onto the ground?
Yeah, God, yeah.
It just all the time, just exploding blood. It's an interesting movie. It's another one that every time I watch it, I kind of forget that stuff happens. It is a fever dream movie again. And honestly, the original is like that. It's very ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's in that early 70s horror movie, so it's got that weird feel to it. And it was definitely in the sorority girl murder stuff, in that era.
And the 2000s had a resurgence of that.
Yeah.
There was
sure.
definitely a fraternity and a lot of sorority.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff, but
not as much as the 70s. The 70s love killing sorority girls. So
on our third night, or I'm sorry, I'm stuck in Halloween mode. On our third day of Christmas, we have a very Harold and Kumar Christmas from 2011.
I shot Santa Claus in the face. He's real, and I shot him in the face.
What the?
Do you want to see my room?
Ah, married. He's singled up.
Hi, Kumar.
Sorry, I don't date black guys.
What?
What are you doing? What? My daughter's in there! What?
Neil Patrick Harris. Welcome to heaven. I'm Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
I practically run this place.
Oh, for reals?
I mean, my dad owns it, but I'm kind of number one.
You're one of those. Watch out!
Who are those guys?
I think I was starting to trip out a little bit.
Those kids put something in here.
Dude, we're claymated.
Awesome! Oh my god! This is like that scene from A Christmas Story. How did this happen?
Oh, is it? Is it like the scene from Christmas Story?
I'm sorry, dude. Oh! Just walk it off.
I don't know. Hasn't the whole 3D thing jumped the shark by now?
You don't understand. It makes Avatar look avatarded. It's gonna be amazing.
Who are you looking at?
You a Merry Christmas. How are you still alive?
What are you talking about?
We saw you get shot.
In that whorehouse?
In Texas.
You branded a prostitute.
Remember?
You have to be more specific.
A very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas. In 3D.
Why don't you take your sweater off? For a massage. Just a couple girlfriends.
Okay. Get off of me! Oh, I thought you were gay.
I am gay. Gay for that.
I give the munchies.
The correct title is A Very Harold and Kumar 3 Christmas.
Just so sorry.
Just to let you know. This is a 2011 comedy movie from the, series of Harold and Kumar stoner movies. I'll be honest. I'm not a fan. I don't think they're funny. I don't know why I don't. I like stoner comedies. These movies I never really cared for. So.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is weird.
I do find these funny,
and I like Neil Patrick Harris.
They definitely are over the top, but they're intentionally over the top.
For sure.
They almost to a point where they're meta.
And
how over the top they are because they're well aware of how dumb they are.
I like Neil Patrick Harris' character in this series just because it's like totally opposite of what he is in real life. And actually, I have a Neil Patrick Harris story at Christmas. I went to the telling of the Christmas story in Disney World where he read the Christmas story, which was fucking awesome. That's it.
It's he's barely in this, but
he is. Yeah,
I mean, it is a lot of people you will know in this movie as well. It's got Danny Trejo that plays Harold's
the same
stepfather.
Character he always plays. He
doesn't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Scary father figure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another 2000s movie that has a lot of 2000s vibes to it. And it's 3D, and they lean into it being 3D.
Yeah. Like, Friday the 13th 3D one where, the spear gun's going towards the screen and shit like that.
But the first thing they did was, it was a guy pointing at the TV's in 3D! And he points the finger directly at you at the camera, and Harold's like, who are you pointing at? So, it's that did not land as funny as me retelling it, but it's funny when you watch it. Whatever. Screw you guys.
On the fourth day of Christmas, we have a movie from 1990, I Come in Peace.
I come in peace.
Three well-armed men have their throats cut. Before they can even draw their weapons, who could possibly move that fast?
I come in peace.
Think the weapon's secure?
Yes, I do.
It's like turning your radio dial to KILL.
Get down! I come in peace. Stop him. He'll kill your people by the thousands. What does he want? Marcy, a priceless drug. Where I'm from, rare and illegal. What you call endorphins. Where did you say you were from? If he returns, it will be a slaughter. Looks like we've got what he came for.
Pull your vehicle over immediately. Pull it over, now.
I come in peace. Dolph Lundgren. You go in peace.
I come in peace.
Also known as Dark Angel in America.
Wow, terrible name. I Come in Peace is such a perfect name for this movie.
I agree. I don't understand why they jack up the name so much worse, because someone in Hollywood is like, nah, Dark Angel. Dark Angel.
Doesn't even have anything to do with the movie.
At least I Come in Peace, he says it, then he kills people. Anyway, this is a movie we have talked about. Originally,
we had it on
was
our
a double feature,
yeah.
And we loved it so much, and then we just realized it's a Christmas movie. More people need to know about it.
This is up there, after we watched the movie for a double feature, this is a Dolph Lundgren action movie, by the way. That's sci-fi, has aliens, getting people cracked out on heroin.
It's a buddy cop sci-fi. It's this, all of this stuff. I think Bad Boys directly stole from this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it had Dolph Lundgren, a weirdly rich cop.
Yeah, strangely, like he's doing drug deals on the side.
Like, why is he so rich?
And he's super smart.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the movie is
awesome.
Yeah, but it's so weird and kind of 80s bad at the same time. But then you're like watching, and you're like, this is a cool story.
It's a script that would never get past today. But a lot of movies from the 90s, obviously.
The storyline is so advanced.
Yeah.
It's weird. So I just want to talk about this real quick. I know it's got a little more time than usual.
No, you're fine.
An alien comes down. Alien drug dealer. Yep. Or drug mule. I don't know. He comes down, injects people with heroin. Then
and picture the aliens from like Critters or Suburban
Commando. Yeah, they're all like giant and
long hair. They look like wrestlers. They're fucking awesome.
They're
looking.
Bigger than everybody else. They're even tougher than Dolph Lundgren, and this was Dolph Lundgren
prime.
And so they inject them with heroin, and then when the people are tripping out and like ODing, they extract endorphins from their brain. Mm-hmm. And that's their drug on their alien planet. Yep. So you have to get someone high, take the brain chemicals, and they just suck the stuff right out of their brain.
It kills them.
And then that's their drug on their home planet. And so an alien cop comes down chasing the guy. It's so ridiculous.
And if that movie sounds interesting to you, you're in the right place.
That's right.
Because I love this fucking movie.
I mean, we spent a lot of time talking about it because you do need to take the time to watch this movie.
Yeah. And I'll put it in the show notes to our double feature when we talked about this. But I highly recommend finding this movie. And the reason it's a Christmas movie, there's like 4 scenes where you can see Christmas is happening in the background. And that's good enough for us.
By the way, I leaned into that definition, the Die Hard definition, very well. Yeah. Die Hard is way more of a Christmas movie than the movies we have on this list.
For sure.
These movies took place during the time of Christmas,
and
adjacent. And that's good enough for us. Like, we're watching, there's a tree back there. There it is. There it is. All right. On our 5th day of Christmas, we have the 1998 movie Jack Frost.
Once upon a time, in the town of Medford, there lived a man named Jack Frost.
Happy holidays! You guys are great!
Are all musicians really flaky?
Yeah. He had a beautiful wife and a loving son, but his job kept him away from home.
I brought you this.
You hear harmonicas?
I got that the morning you were born. And you play that no matter where I am. I can hear it.
Then one night, something happened. Something terrible.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I miss him too. I miss him too.
That turned into something wonderful.
I'm home. Charlie, it's me, it's Dad.
So I'm supposed to believe that you're my dad?
You were the one who played on the magic harmonica.
I thought you made that up.
So did I.
Just hear the sleigh bells jingle. Get up!
Nah, I don't think so.
Charlie's run away with the snowman. Really?
What's the snowman look like? 3 bowls, 2 stick arms.
Hey, that's my branch!
Stocky. Well built.
Shredding! Whoa!
Hey, I slimmed down.
Whoa!
Thanks for giving me a second chance to be your dad.
Warner Brothers is proud to present Michael Keaton.
I'm a frozen freak of nature.
And Kelly Preston.
Freeze, mister.
She's obviously not talking to me.
In the story of a man who got a second chance to be the world's coolest dad.
As long as you hold someone in your heart, you can never lose them.
Jack Frost.
This stars Batman. Michael Keaton. It's also got Mark Adder in it. Addy, his band manager.
Yeah.
And then Kelly Preston, which I really love Kelly Preston for some reason.
Yeah.
And this is a surprisingly
unassuming
good movie.
It's
not good.
It's not good. It's basically a Hallmark movie that has more of a supernatural feel to it. But the snowman looks so good.
Yeah.
The scenes, this was early CG, so it was a mix of CG and practical effects.
And a lot of practical effects, too.
A lot of practical
effects. Every time
effects.
you see the snowman like talking and shit, that's the snowman talking and shit.
It's Jim Henson puppetry.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that in a little bit later. I'll touch base on that after the next one. But this movie shares a lot of elements with another movie. But the whole thing is a guy named Jack Frost dies, and is brought back to life through magical means, by means of a magical harmonica, which he made up, but whatever. And it's reconnecting with his family and
giving him closure and all
that kind of shit.
The main takeaway from this is Michael Keaton's in a semi-popular band that hasn't had their breakout yet, and he's a singer. He just sounds like he's singing in Michael Keaton voice, and nothing spectacular about it. And it's not good anytime he sings, but I'm like, but I would go watch a band with Michael Keaton in a heart. Like, if that was the band, I'm down for it. But it wasn't like, oh my god, he was such an amazing singer. You know how in most of these movies when an actor is like playing a singer to have like a redub? Michael Keaton seems like the guy.
It sounds like his voice.
No, it's him. Where he would be like, no, I don't want nobody redubbing my voice. I'm singing in this movie.
I don't think he has a bad voice.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not like, that's the lead singer of a band.
I mean, I could see him to be lead singer of a band that's singing about Jack Frost.
Yeah. He does a Frosty the Snowman song. It's probably the one it's the opening of the movie. But it's like a bluesy, jazzy,
Yeah. Oh, and we haven't had our break, but somehow they're still popular enough to live in Denver, Colorado.
And he has a big house and a cabin in the mountain.
Well, I mean, this was like
the 90s before everybody was poor. Yeah, I got it.
This is for $50,000 a year. Got you pretty far in life.
All right, on the sixth day of Christmas, we have 1997 movie Jack Frost.
One cold night, science and evil collide. Oh yeah. Now, a serial killer is on the loose.
We hadn't even tested the acid on an amoeba, let alone a human cell. This is a disaster.
Look, I just saw something that doesn't belong in this world, and it's out there killing my friends. Now tell me what it is.
Jack Frost.
I think Jack's about to make an entrance.
And he's giving cold-blooded a whole new meaning.
Hey, Jack! What? You left the 7-10 split.
Hell has just frozen over. Blow me. Jack Frost.
Look, Ma! I'm a Picasso!
This is the horror one.
This is the horror one. We didn't have a stroke. This is a different movie.
And what's awesome about this movie, it is eerily similar to the other one.
It is. Probably on purpose.
Maybe on purpose, but the Michael Keaton one was actually in 1998. This was 1997.
So this would have been in production already.
Yeah. I do think that this one was so bad. The original one, the one with Michael Keaton, was getting made, and like, we can push this out.
Push it out.
We need to push it out. This has Shannon Elizabeth in it, and that's the only person of note.
Yeah, for sure.
But the movie is stupid, and it's...
but on purpose.
No, it
completely on purpose.
Understand that a maniac killer named Jack Frost,
and he's over the top, like stereotypical serial killer.
Like how they can never find out who he was. It's like, look for the crazy person.
Yeah, look for the crazy person with scars all over the face
that yells,
laughing and yelling at everybody,
and says these stupid one-liners about everything. I mean, like that's probably your killer. And anyway, so they catch him. He's being transported, but he crashes into, of course, a chemical truck. And the chemicals...
With snow.
Get all over him. His whole body melts into the snow, and then it bonds with the snow, and he's able to turn into a snowman, a killer snowman, and get revenge on the cop that put him in jail in Denver, Colorado, or outside of Denver, Colorado.
And didn't the cop accidentally bust him too?
Yeah,
it wasn't even him doing police work.
He was peeing outside of his car. He's like, "Hey, what you doing there? Needs your license." And the guy gave up so easy. He's like, "Oh, you'll never forget this." It's like, what?
Yeah, what?
You could have probably just talked your way out of that one.
The snowman looks terrible every single time you see it. If they would have had the other snowman and then made it horror, this movie would have been a whole lot better.
Yes, I do think that this puppetry, because it looked like it doesn't even look close.
No,
I do think if they had the Jack Frost from the Michael Keaton one and this one, I would have been so much better. But it was interesting because they both had a way of they were trying to handle the snowman by weapons of a hairdryer.
Yes, yeah.
So that was his biggest weakness, was a hairdryer. Heat. Yeah.
The biggest thing to come out of this movie, like you mentioned earlier, this was Shannon Elizabeth's first movie. I'm sure she writes down that on all her applications for resumes and stuff like that. I was in Jack Frost.
Mm-hmm. And she was murdered by taking a bath in him.
Yes, that's right.
But somehow he couldn't get warm, but she got into a bathtub of hot water because she didn't say immediately and it's just because, by the way, he could liquefy and refreeze himself at any time.
Yes, he could. So which kind of defeats the purpose of being worried about heat, because turned into liquid, he would have to heat up his molecules and get liquid and then go back to solid.
But even taking that aside, he became a hot bath. And then, but he refroze with her inside of him, trapped a little bit, and he would just bang her against the wall.
We're shitting on the movie because it deserves to be shit on, but
you should definitely watch it. If you haven't seen this movie,
if you listen to this podcast, this is our type of movie.
Yeah.
This is our type of movie.
This is something that when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is so bad, but I get it.
I highly recommend, if you got a group of friends that you'll get drunk or stoned with and watch bad movies, this is high on your list of movies to watch during Christmas time.
Full of stupid one-liners, full of just over-the-top ridiculous things happening. On the 7th day of Christmas, we have The Polar Express from 2004.
He said Santa would have to fly faster than the speed of light to get to everyone's house in one night. He wasn't sure Santa was for real.
All aboard! You coming?
Where?
Why, to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express.
Do you know what kind of train this is?
It's a magic train.
Are there any passengers in need of refreshment?
We are on a very tight schedule. Hold on! Get us the blazes out of here! Brace yourselves! Stop the train! That is more like it. There is the North Pole.
It's here! It's here! Where?
Do not try that at home. Do not try that at home.
Just remember, the true spirit of Christmas lies in your heart.
Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis has some good shit. It has Tom Hanks in it. You think this movie would be more of a but I don't get why this
I feel like we're going to shit all over this movie.
I'm going to shit on this a little bit. I think there's a lot of good animation stuff to it, but it's fucking weird. I don't like the dead-eyed, weird.
Yeah. Like, so this was like a early 2000s when they were trying to do realistic CGI.
And they do it so well with the background stuff, and the people look relatively real.
Okay, yeah,
but
if you don't pay attention to them.
It's so weird.
It really is. It's kind of a boring movie,
It is boring. It's a little boring. It's a little... I don't get why this is such a big classic.
It's not a classic in my house. Like, we don't watch this movie every year.
It's a fine movie. It's fine.
It's like the key thing for it. It's fine.
I don't get why it's popular, I guess.
Pretty. It's got Tom Hanks in it, and it's a Christmas movie.
Almost every adult character is Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that's true. That's it. I don't even want to talk about this movie.
Cool. That's about it.
On the 8th day of Christmas, we have First Blood, Rambo.
John Rambo, a drifter, just passing through their town.
Morning! Headed north or south?
North.
Now jump in. I'll make sure you're heading the right direction, huh?
You got someplace I can eat around here?
There's a diner about 30 miles up the highway.
Is there any law against me getting something here?
Yeah, me. I want you to book this gentleman for vagrancy, resisting arrest, carrying a concealed weapon.
They knew he was innocent.
Starting to dislike you. A lot.
And they didn't give a damn.
That's okay, Warren. Don't worry about the soap. He's tough. Just shave him. Try.
Don't move. I don't want you to cut your own throat.
John Rambo, one man who's been pushed too far.
You're finished! You've gone as far as you're gonna go! Heading straight for the top. Right on top of him. There's no way out of here except through us.
He was hunted. Trapped.
There he is! On the cliff!
And forced to fight back.
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Teasel, you and all your men couldn't handle him before. Now, what makes you think you can handle him now?
Because God knows what damage he's prepared to do.
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert in guerrilla warfare.
Are you telling me that 200 men against your boy is a no-win situation for us?
You send that many, don't forget one thing. A good supply of body bags.
Sylvester Stallone. This time, he's fighting for his life. First Blood.
This is a 1982 fucking awesome action movie.
I forgot how good this movie was. And by the way, before anyone says anything...
This is a Christmas movie.
It is definitely a Christmas movie because if you look in the background in the police station, they have Christmas trees, Christmas wreaths, and that's it. Fuck you.
Christmas mentioned at all in the movie?
I don't think once.
I don't think so once. But it's definitely, like, Christmas decorations are all over the town.
All over the town.
100% this is a Christmas movie because it takes place during Christmas. Regardless, this is a classic movie. I mean, look.
And if you haven't seen it...
Shame on you.
Shame on you. Yeah. Well, no, because it is old. It's from 1982. And maybe they're younger. Maybe they're in their 20s and the first Rambo movie they saw was Rambo.
Yeah. John Rambo. Yeah. Way before all that time.
Yeah, and even before Rambo 3, which is not great.
No, it's not. No.
But this one, dear God, is this such a cool movie? It's what Brian Dennehy crushes it in this movie too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, like they say he's this villain, and I guess he is.
He is.
But he's acting like what a cop would do to see
in a
someone that's
town,
a drifter.
A small town in the 80s and 70s. This shit probably happened for real.
Dealing with a Vietnam drifter that most likely has PTSD, and surprise, surprise, John Rambo has it pretty fucking bad, and it's very evident in this movie, and that's what causes him to snap is PTSD.
Yeah.
And
Look, this is in my top 100 movies, this would be very close to the top. Rambo, especially First Blood, it's just an amazing movie. I always loved this movie. And it wasn't until I think I messaged you and said this was a Christmas movie that I realized it was a Christmas movie. And I've watched this movie probably like every 6 months or something shit like that. Because I haven't seen it in a very long time. This is my rotation movie for me. So
I do think that this movie deserves a rewatch if you haven't watched it in a while.
For sure.
I think that this movie, being from 1982, you can definitely see the transition from the classic Hollywood 60s and 70s, very fake sets, very deliberate things, to bigger sets, more open spaces, and more just like, I guess, more extreme action before it really took off into all the way through the 80s. Yeah. Because by 84, we have Predator, and
for sure,
and even that didn't feel as big as this.
And this had like before the unrealistic action movies. This is like realistic action.
Well, this is 100%. I mean, the most unreal, the thing that really kind of dates the way this movie feels is the sound editing.
Yeah.
But that's because it's machine guns after the fact.
For sure.
Because it sounds like
a machine gun after the fact.
Yeah, it sounds like how if you were imitating a machine gun, that's what they did.
And then the crazy thing about this movie is like this was supposed to be the only movie because they were in the book, which I've read. They kill Rambo at the end of the book.
I mean, yeah.
And then Stallone was like, we cannot kill Rambo at the end because the general was supposed to walk into the police station at the end of the movie and kill him. And they're like, no, we can continue to make these movies. And then Stallone, I think, probably owns the fucking rights now. So
sure. I mean, but fantastic. And actually,
great movie.
I liked the ending. It was very ambiguous a little bit. And maybe,
for sure.
And maybe it was a kind of the ending may have been the worst part little bit because it just kind of ended.
Yeah. But a lot of 70s movies just
like old Hollywood ended.
Just ended.
They didn't
Especially in the 40s and 50s, there was no fucking endings written in movies.
I remember just thinking, I'm like, wait, that was it? I felt like that was
any Universal horror movie. Sometimes they end in the middle of the fucking story.
Frankenstein is just like, oh, and by the way, happy ending. It's like, what? What the hell happened? Like, Frankenstein, like, all right, we need to kill Frankenstein off. 3, 2, 1, dead. And then the doctor is happy again and married. And
amazing movie. So, First Blood.
On our 10th day of Christmas, we have kind of a newer, it's not new, I don't know what, I'm showing my age. A movie from 2011. See, not that new. Jesus Christ. Arthur Christmas.
Dear Santa, my friend doesn't believe in you, but I think you are real. But how do you get around all the children in the world in one night?
Dear Gwen, do believe in Santa. He is real.
If you've ever wondered how it could all be true, the mystery will finally be revealed.
Operation Santa Claus is coming to town.
Go!
Engage rooftops. Ho, ho, ho.
Drop time 18.14 seconds per household.
Let's pick this up, people.
Mission accomplished!
What happened for going down the chimney? Never did me any.
From Sony Pictures Animation and Aardman, meet the family who makes Christmas happen.
Here's to me, doing an even better job next year.
Santa's the boss.
That turkey did more than him.
Steve's the brains.
Revised drop time to 14.13 seconds. And I'd love an espresso.
And then there's Arthur.
I just want it to be perfect for every kid.
But this Christmas,
there's been a glitch.
Oh dear.
There's one small problem.
A child's been missed!
You want to wake up the whole North Pole?
Good idea! A child's been missed!
Arthur! Who cares about one single child?
She'll think she's the one kid in the whole world that Santa doesn't care about.
Do you know, Arthur, there is a way.
Wow.
You're coming too, lad.
Me? On that? Up there? Pulled by them?
Dasher! Dancer! What are the others called? I could never really remember. Bambi?
I'm not really good with big animals.
This November, the last person anyone believed in.
Sir, why is Arthur out there?
Is the only one.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Stowaway.
Who can save the holiday.
Just stand back.
It doesn't matter how we got here. Wow! As long as she still believes.
Arthur Christmas.
How do you think he's,
Fine.
No child left behind!
This was a cool Christmas movie for kids. This was made by Sony back in the day. Star-studded cast.
Yeah, it's got a house.
James McAvoy.
House.
Yeah, House. It has Davy Jones.
Yeah.
It's got the bad guy from Hot Fuzz. I'm forgetting their names, but I heard these voices. I'm like, oh, that's definitely the bad guy from Hot Fuzz.
I've seen this in passing. My kids, I think, watch this movie every once in a while. I'd seen it.
This is the first time I ever watched it. I liked the take. It was something new. Basically, Santa is not immortal like every other version of Santa.
Yeah.
It is a lineage of family of Clauses, and they have special abilities. Mm-hmm. Santa Claus, the most recent Santa Claus, is kind of a classic-looking Santa Claus, but the elves are run more like a military, and to make sure all the kids are hid or whatever. Fun movie, interesting take. Arthur is kind of like the black sheep that cares more about Christmas cheer more than it running like a smooth operation, and the older brother, who is in line to take Santa Claus's place, runs it like a very efficient, well-oiled military. Yep. But they forgot a present, and it turned into a whole situation, and Arthur wants to deliver the present before Christmas is over so there's not a stain on Santa's record. And it's fun. They get in jams.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny movie if you really watch it. Bill Neely, or it's Bill Neely, right? Niley. I don't know why I said Bill Nye.
There's no L in it. Nye. Who cares? It's British. So
the guy from Love Actually.
Yeah.
He plays the old crazy Santa, and he's like, Arthur, we'll go deliver. Let's go do it. And they bring it instead of the spaceship that they use the old reindeer and sleigh. Fun movie.
It is. It's good. On the 10th day of Christmas, we have Fat Man.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've lost my influence. Maybe it's time I retired the coat.
You still have it.
Some kids with a deer rifle put 2 holes in the sleigh, one in me. All I have is a loathing for a world that's forgotten.
The United States military would like to procure your services.
This is a one-time deal, gentlemen. How are you, Mike? Nicole and the kids are well, I hope.
Where are you?
You just lost a big son!
What's the job?
I'd like you to kill Santa Claus.
I'm looking for the Fat Man.
You can't be serious.
This is what people actually think of me. Christmas is a farce. I am a joke.
What's the purpose of your visit?
Hunting. I'm gonna kill some things.
There is a rising number of our youth making poor decisions.
I want the big man's head.
Severed heads rot, they mold.
They don't want his beard.
I'm not shaving off a dead man's beard. Your workers sure have healthy appetites.
That's why elves live much longer than humans.
And Chris, he does the same?
No, it's a giving that keeps him young.
I've come for your head, Fat Man!
Dashing through the snow, no one horse open
You think you're the first? Think I got this job because I'm fat and jolly?
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh.
How come while you sleep? The Fat Man's got his eye on you, kid.
Hey, whoa!
Oh, that's Donner. Lucky it wasn't Blitzer. Should tear your package clean off.
This is a action comedy
drama. You don't know what you're getting into in this movie, but it's so good.
But all you really need to hear, this has Mel Gibson playing Santa Claus, Walton Goggins playing a hitman that's hired to kill Santa Claus.
And he hates Santa because...
He fucking hates Santa.
But he hates Santa because Santa stopped giving him toys. Mm-hmm. And so he's obsessed with Santa.
He buys... And Santa's accepted in this world, too. It's like...
It's known that Santa exists.
Yes, like everybody knows. The Walter character buys like actual Santa presents from people, pays big dollars for them, and none of that fucking matters. The first 15 to 20 minutes of this movie, you think that maybe the Mel Gibson character might be a crazy fucking...
No, I did not. I thought for sure.
I didn't know that. And I was like, what kind of movie is this?
I can't believe you never saw this movie.
I never saw this movie until you put it on the list.
I'm so disappointed
And I'm going to go ahead and say, this is one of my favorite fucking movies you put on the list. This fucking movie is awesome.
I rewatched it, and I'm like... And I remember sitting there going, this is still so fucking good.
This is so good.
So fucking cool.
This is one of those... This should be on everybody's Christmas list.
This is such a cool movie, and they really show Santa's superpowers in a way that's not overdone, and they show the elves and how they are able to handle stuff. It's very well written of all Santa Claus lore.
Yeah, it really is.
And then government subsidies getting them mixed.
So there's like this American military aspect of, because Santa like doesn't deliver as much Christmas presents to kids anymore, because kids are shit.
Yeah, he's going by the book. Kids are bad. What am I supposed to do
about it?
Well, they get
cold. So the elves don't get paid. The Santa doesn't get paid enough anymore from the government because he doesn't deliver enough presents, and then the military hires him and the elves to build military gear.
Circuit boards for airplanes.
Yeah.
But then this kid, he's a shit kid, but he's a great shit kid actor.
Yeah, he really is.
When I was watching this,
I wanted to punch him.
I was like, this is a shit kid. He's playing such a good shit kid. He gets coal from Santa because he's a bad kid.
Yep.
He vows revenge and hires Walter Goggins because apparently he hires that guy a lot to do shit.
It's his hit, man. So that's the movie. Watch the movie because I don't want to give anything away because it is so good. The lore for this is, I'm like all about it.
Yeah, this is some of the best Santa Claus lore you will see,
like this
done
movie,
in a modern time.
What movie did you put on the list last year that was a Santa action movie that had a harbor in it?
Oh, Violent Night.
Violent Night. So both of those movies got put on rotations now. Like I love Violent Night. Violent Night's fucking awesome.
Oh,
that's
I
like
love
Home
him as
Alone
Santa,
and like Santa mixed together.
It's Home Alone and Die Hard together.
Yeah. Awesome movie. This is right up there with that right now. This is my new favorite Christmas movie.
This one is slicker, I think.
It's so slick. There's no point in this movie where I'm like, well, that wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Everything's so good in it.
On the 11th day of Christmas, we have Home Alone 2 from 1992.
Hiya, pal.
Deck the halls with Marv and Harry.
Yes!
Make their Christmas not so merry. Give them bricks and give them riches. One more Christmas in the trenches. Toss some paint cans down to greet them. Send the toolbox down to meet them. Serve the nails for Christmas dinner. Kevin is declared the winner.
May I do the thinking, please?
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
You wearing aftershave? That's kerosene. Now why would anybody soak a rope in kerosene?
Merry Christmas.
Are we sure this wasn't on the list?
Fairly certain.
You
know what?
No, it's not check. You don't check it until after.
No.
I'm not allowing you to change it. So yeah, this is the sequel to Home Alone that takes place in New York, and technically the title of the movie is Home Alone 2: Lost in New York.
Correct. I'm sorry. God, such a jackass.
This stars Donald Trump. Keeping that in.
This movie was fun. It's a great follow-up. I feel like they did enough different and enough the same.
For sure.
Especially for a kid's movie. It didn't need to be this good.
No, it
for
didn't.
A follow-up. Because they could not capture this again.
They could have redone the first movie in like a vacation home or something but to do it like in a different city, locked in the city, away from his parents, explain how his parents are so terrible that they left him again. It's very smart to do it, and it's Christopher Columbus. So I mean, like he's
solid.
Yeah,
every
solid,
movie you ever see from him is going to be solid.
Yeah, for sure. He understands this genre of movie, especially in the 90s. This also has my favorite scene in all of Home Alone. It's when Marv electrocutes himself and he screams.
And he turns into the skeleton?
He turns into the skeleton. It's my... I'm going to play it. that scream right now is my favorite soundbite. I had it as my ringtone at one time.
I remember it.
Yeah, yes, that. It's fucking awesome. It's great. Joe Pesci's awesome in this movie. This one really set in stone, too. They were going to fucking murder Kevin. They were going to blow his brains out in the fucking park.
Yeah, well, they were ready. I mean,
they were doing it.
You know what though? Kevin had it coming.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like no lie.
I mean, Kevin, they did break in his house and he defended himself.
However, it is illegal to set booby traps. It is illegal. You cannot spin it. It is illegal.
I'm in a gray zone here.
It doesn't matter if you're in the gray zone. It is completely illegal.
He's alone and he's 10 years old. There's no court in this fucking country that would. I'm not going to say that. He would probably be in jail. But he should have. I would have been protesting. He should have got off.
Well, but still illegal. What he did is completely illegal. He's a maniac. They keep on trying to paint him as this good kid. I was like, what kid thinks of this shit? What kid is like throwing bricks at people from a 5-story brownstone and hits him on the head? I mean, I swear to God, that kid would have a murder charge if it wasn't for Marv's hard head. But the fact, you know what? Let's dial this back. I think Joe Pesci and Marv. I forget Joe Pesci's name, and I don't know Marv's real name. Funny.
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern. I think. I'm going to say, I think they're immortal.
Yeah, well, how else do you explain any of it?
That's it.
On top of that, being immortal, the only scar that they transfers over from the first one to the second one is on his hand.
Yeah,
so.
That's his Achilles heel. Yeah. I'm telling you, these guys are supernatural beings. They must have been ousted from some kind of deity.
And they also got escaped from prison with nobody looking for them.
Really easy. But then again, I mean, like, it was petty crime. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe it was grand larceny at best, or grand theft at best.
Because I don't think Kevin ever went to the police either.
Yeah, he sat in court and fingered him?
I mean, like, he took him somewhere else and got caught in the first one, right?
Yeah.
And then he never told his parents about anything. So they have no idea that there's two murderers trying to kill them.
They never murdered anybody.
They were going to murder him.
Well, he had it coming.
And Joe Pesci said he's killed other people.
Snakes? I don't know no snakes.
They're like,
no. I'm not done with this rabbit hole. So we got two immortal beings fighting a fucking supervillain kid. Realistically supervillain kid. I mean, I know the joke he turns into Jigsaw, but I don't think that's far off. Yeah. But Jigsaw had an altruistic thing behind his things.
Like, if you wanted to, you can get out.
Yeah. Kevin was just like, no, fuck
you.
Like, how dare you step foot on property that's not even his?
Whoa. So it is his property.
It was his uncle's.
How are you not on Kevin's side, but you're on Jason Voorhees' side? Oh, no. Like, explain that.
Because that was not his. Like, Kevin McAllister trespassed onto his uncle's property and then turned it into a war zone. No. And the sake of argument is because
Jason Voorhees doesn't own the lake either.
This makes
camp.
This makes it more fun. That's why I'm doing it this way. Stop trying to make sense.
Put logic into it.
Stop trying to make sense of bullshit. Because the Jason Voorhees thing is bullshit as well. No one should be killing people like that.
I'm clipping that.
Look, I just think we need to dive into some real fan fiction here about these.
I think we just did.
About these deities. No. I want a deep dive now. I want a backstory about Marv and Joe Pesci. What's Joe Pesci's name in this?
It's fucking Harry. Harry and Marv.
Harry. Okay, yeah. So I want a backstory about Harry and Marv as some kind of deities.
Okay.
Getting cast out or wherever they're from. I don't know. Wherever. Mount Olympus, heaven, hell. Wow. Doesn't matter.
All right.
Doesn't matter. You know what? I want them to run into Dean and Sam, Supernatural style.
Wow.
Crossover event. And they have to take on evil Kevin McAllister, trapped in their murder house. Make it happen.
On the 12th day of Christmas, we have...
Drum roll.
Die Hard.
Oh, surprise.
Navidad en Los Ángeles.
California.
¿Va a venir papá?
A ver qué podemos hacer, Santa Claus y yo.
John McClane, un policía de Nueva York, viene a ver a su mujer.
Te he echado.
Sin embargo, va a tener que salvarla.
¡Siéntese!
Desde un rascacielos que domina la ciudad, 12 terroristas han declarado la guerra.
Ahora sabrán lo que de verdad es tener poder.
Son inteligentes.
Me interesan los $640 millones de su caja fuerte.
Y salvajes.
Va a tener que matarme. De acuerdo. Lo haremos del modo difícil.
Lo último que quiere McClane.
Piensa.
Es convertirse en un héroe.
¡Se la han llevado!
¿Dónde?
Pero no va a tener más remedio.
¿Qué cree que está haciendo?
Su trabajo.
Ya han matado a un rehén.
Este canal está reservado para emergencias.
Oiga, ¿se cree que estoy pidiendo una pizza? ¿Está dentro? ¿Quién es? ¡Soy de los vuestros!
¿De quién es?
Causa más problemas que un guarda de seguridad.
Lo siento, te has vuelto a equivocar. ¿Nos lo jugamos a doble o nada?
¿De verdad cree que tiene alguna oportunidad contra nosotros, vaquero?
Yippee-ki-yippee, joder.
Pues no.
Acaba de destruir un edificio. Óigame, yo estoy al mando.
Pues tengo malas noticias. Desde aquí no parece que esté al mando de nada.
Está solo y cansado. Y no ve que le hayamos servido de mucha ayuda. Oye, ¿cómo estás?
Pues la verdad, preferiría estar en Filadelfia.
¡Quiero venganza! ¡La tendrás!
Solo John puede cabrear así a una persona.
Es fácil tratarle.
Ven a la costa, estaremos juntos y haremos unas risas.
Pero es muy difícil matarle.
Me invitaron a la fiesta por equivocación. ¿Qué se le va a hacer?
This is the 1988 movie. You may have never heard of this. Action movie starring Bruce Willis.
Alan Rickman. Just fantastic movie.
If you've been a long-time listener of this podcast, this is our movie to watch on Christmas every single year. But one year we did a different movie, but I even cheated. I even watched Die Hard before I watched Die Hard 2 that year too.
I just love how Die Hard 2 was just, we did it too. It's just the same thing again. And they say it in the movie. Why is this happening again, man?
Die Hard 2 is a fucking amazing movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, great.
But Die Hard is just tradition at this point.
Yeah, like every time I watch it, I'm like, still good.
Yeah.
Still so good.
I try not to watch it until Christmas.
Yeah, me too.
Like I
only watch it at Christmas now.
I can probably put that movie on at any time and not be bored with the movie. It's so ingrained into me as a tradition. Me and my wife handle Christmas Eve. It's like 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We put on Die Hard.
This is, I know for sure you do that. But here's the thing about Die Hard these days. There is that debate, and it's been, memed to death. I'm over it. And we're just now leaning into Die Hard is our Christmas movie. Yeah. But here's the situation. This is such a Christmas movie compared to the movies we have on this list.
Compared to First Blood?
For sure.
First Blood might as well be like a 4th of July based movie compared to this movie.
Right. That and like Dark Angel. I'm sorry. I Come in Peace.
I Come in Peace.
Oh man, we really. It's gonna get worse.
It's gonna get worse because we're.
I can't wait. We're not running out.
No, we're not running out, but it's gonna get more obscure where we're gonna have to like.
I'm excited for it.
We see a calendar in the background that says December.
It's
a Christmas movie.
I'm on the lookout now for that kind of shit.
I am too. That's how First Blood came out. I was watching the movie and I'm like, that's a motherfucking Christmas tree.
I suspected Time Cop for a minute because they took place at the mall in the beginning.
Oh, they were Christmas shopping, weren't they?
No, it's Halloween.
Is it?
Yeah, there's pumpkins.
They're not shopping.
I thought it was Christmas shopping. Nope. When you watch it, and there's these all kinds of pumpkins at these kiosks. Yep. I seriously thought it was Christmas.
If there wasn't,
I thought I had it. I thought I had a new one.
If there wasn't so many Halloween movies, I would say that needs to be on the Halloween list. But there's so many Halloweens.
Yeah, and it's not neat because we have horror to back it on.
So this one we can't just put happy movies on.
Yeah, I mean, like we could fill a list with Hallmark movies, and now Netflix is doing their own versions.
No,
so
I don't want to do that. That's not fun.
No, I want to dig. We're gonna dig, baby.
We're gonna dig. Like I'm telling you, if you watch a movie and the calendar says December in the background,
if I see one string of tinsel,
one Christmas tree shaped thing in the background, it doesn't even. It kind of just looks like the silhouette of it.
One gingerbread man cookie.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Let us know. You watching a movie and you see December or December adjacent things, send them into it. Hell, I'm even kind of pushed for. I think you did this last year. End of Days.
Yep. They
it takes place
Christmas
after Christmas, but it mostly takes place on New Year's.
But they were playing Christmas music.
They were in the one restaurant in the one scene at the beginning of the movie.
That's all we need. I'm telling you, we're gonna be digging. It's gonna be digging. Die Hard is gonna look like such a Christmas movie to everybody after this. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, the new debate is whatever these morons come up with."
So that's the Christmas special. Thank you. This is our 5th annual one of doing these podcasts. This is literally our second favorite podcast to do every single year. It's fun to do the list. It's fun to crunch the movies the week of, even though you've had this list to me for 3 weeks now. It's fun.
I do the same thing. I crunch them too.
Yeah, I like over the past 3 days, I watched all these movies and then some of the other movies that we're going to be talking about.
The hardest crunch was VHS.
Yeah, VHS was rough. And thank y'all. We just released that podcast last month and everything like that. That podcast came out great. I'm really happy with it. So the next podcast we'll have right at the beginning of the year is our 2nd annual, and I have a name if you're okay with it.
Run it by me. I'll tell you, yay or nay. You know I will.
The SWN Ice Cream Cone Award. I can even imagine the graphic was a SWN and then like a string wrapping around that was the ball and the cone sitting on the other side of it. Award.
The ice cream cone shoots the foam. #1 toy.
Yeah.
Danger.
Not all that, but...
Miss you, buddy.
Miss you, bud. So yeah, we're going to have our 2nd annual award show where we give our best movies of the year. And, we have little categories that are very us. And we'll have that right at the beginning of the year. So everybody have a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hanukkah, whatever.
Holidays.
Whatever you're doing.
Whatever it is, enjoy some eggnog, because that shit's delicious.
I agree. So anyway, thank you all for another good year. We've been doing this for fucking close to 10 years. I think we might have already passed 10 years, and for some stupid reason, we're still doing it. When we said it, we like to hang out with each other.
It's actually a lot of fun to just watch movies and kind of analyze them in a way.
It gives us a reason. We're already movie guys, and it gives us a reason to watch a movie. And this podcast really turned more into movie stuff. Which is, it's our niche. If you know Critter and me in real life, we're movie guys, and pretty much every conversation that Critter have is about movies. This is an excuse for me to officially talk about movies.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this journey, I guess.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good journey, nerds.
Good journey, nerds. All right. On the 12th day of Christmas, Halloween Day.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Like, I fell for it too, man. I said Halloween, but I mean, you just straight up said on 12th day of Christmas, Halloween Day, man. Hell yeah!
I didn't even realize you were laughing about at first.
That's fantastic. All right, go on with Halloween Day / Christmas Day.